Yes, good evening. Good evening, Doctor. We only have 5 participants. I think we can start.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our 4th training session. As we all know that this session is offered by Javicom Statistical Solutions. This company specializes in the following aspects: data analysis, forecasting and estimation, statistical modeling, survey and experimental design. We also do data mining, quantitative analytical support, statistics help for academic research, software support and training services, as well as monitoring and evaluation. So should you need any assistance on the listed aspects, please feel free to contact us. Should you want to arrange one-on-one sessions on these aspects, please do let us know. We will gladly be able to put up a training just for your needs, a tailor-made one. We are here for you. We are going to be together for a very long run. And as well, should you need also further assistance on Atlas TI, on all the aspects that was conducted through this training until tomorrow onwards, please feel free to contact the trainer as well. He's a very helpful doctor, and he's really passionate about his calling. Yeah, so without wasting any time, doctor, please take us through. Thank you.
Thank you, Charlotte, for that elaborate opening remarks. Welcome, team, for our two days training. We are almost getting to the shore of the lake, so I believe you are still continuing to enjoy. I want to say that today is going to be more fireworks than yesterday, and tomorrow I think we'll be winding up. So be ready for beautiful things that are coming just about to you. You will see them on your screen. I'm trying to share my screen so that you can see what we have today. So today we are going to look at, let me just flash for you what we have. Okay. Home, memos, things to do on 30th. Good, so this is what we will be looking at today. I'll revisit coding. Remember at this point, I forgot to highlight on it, coding and how to customize codings to fit your desires, how to make some groups from codings, do some formattings here and there. Great, so we are still working on the project that I displayed on the second day. And this project is still a work in progress. I have some few codes which I have already coded. And specifically, I'm concentrating on the control strategies that can be used against coronavirus. Now, on my left, you can see there are some codes there, and from the first one, sorry, not cases, but the second one where I have CS, WHO recommendation, the next one, contact tracing and follow-up. All these are control options that I've read in different articles here and there. Now, one peculiar thing that you can see from these codes is that they are all addressing one common big theme. And one common big theme they're addressing is control strategies. So when grouping codes, these are codes that can be considered to be grouped together. They can be considered to be grouped together. Now, what are we going to do when you are grouping our codes? When grouping our codes, I will go back to home. Then I go to code manager, and then identify the codes that you want to group. Now, if you feel that you will want to group some codes at some point, it is better you give them a common starting word so that they are arranged in one common section of your code list. Otherwise, you will find that one code could be very far away from others, and then gathering them can become very, very hard. So I intentionally started all of the codes that are addressing control strategy with the word CS so that they are grouped in close to each other. So that is one strategy that you can make use of whenever you think some codes are addressing a particular group of them. So I'm going to group all these codes starting with the CS. I'll highlight all of them like that. The same way we did groupings for document, we can do for codes. So I'll drag them to the left-hand side, this pane here. When I drop, Already I'm seeing I have control strategy options. Already I have this grouping here. So I want to bring them into here. But already I think some of them are existing in that group. So let me see what will happen when I drop all of them there. They will be added. So there are about 17 of them that are added there. So when you click on this, group, you will see the existing codes that are forming that particular category. Now I am seeing one here which is therapeutic treatment options available. I think I brought this one here, though it is addressing mostly on treatment options, but again, also it has some components of control options. That is why it is here. So sometimes it is not just the ones that you had indicated with CS will get into that kind of, that group. At some point, you might find that there is some other codes which are more related to the group that you are having, and therefore you may include it there. So the last code here is having two groups. So whenever I'm referring to groups of treatment options, I will get it. Whenever I'm referring to the group of control strategies, you will also have it. The other thing that you can think about is you may want to give them different colors so that for easy identification, you may want to give them different colors for each. I mean, for all the codes on in one group, you can give them one particular color so that you can easily identify them. Like when they are like this, without necessarily, if they were not having the word CS at the start, they can get mixed up and you may not know which code is for which particular major group. So if I want to give control strategy option codes a particular color, I will highlight that group to give me all the codes in that group. Then while highlighting all of them, there is this icon here, change color. If I click on it, then I give it a color, maybe pink. So you'll see all of them will be having color pink. This will be very, very important when we'll be discussing about networks. You will see how important they are. I do not want to give therapeutic treatment the color pink because it is talking of two different things. Yes, it is having the component of control strategies, but the majorly is that it is talking about the treatment options, and therefore I would suggest I give it some other different color, though it has some element of this group. I want to give it the color under treatment option. So let me just highlight it there. So this is the code. So I will give it a different color, maybe color blue, something like that. So when I look at this in my control options, most of them are having pink, but there is one which is having blue. So it means at the back of my mind, I will know this code which is having blue, yes, it is contributing to this group, but it must be saying something else. And that is where now the linking of your paragraph starts. The linking of your paragraph starts there. If you are talking about issues to do with the treatments or prophylaxis of COVID-19, there is a way that you can link them to issues to do with control strategies. So that is what gives you the link or a flow of paragraph. Great. Now for mitigation here, I may want to give it a different color. Maybe I'll give it yellow or something like that, and so forth. So that is what happens when you are doing these colors. Now, when I was coding these documents, I realized something with my codes. I want you to check at this code here, this code, the one I highlighted. That code is talking about healthcare systems improvement. It is having 3 quotations. Now, look at this other code here. improved system, it is having one quotation. So probably this code and that code could be talking about similar things, but I'm not sure. I need to find out that. I need to find out that, because they're all talking about improved health system. This is talking about healthcare system improvement. So you may need to go back and find out what are they talking about. Let me open this one here. This one here, so I'll double click the quotation to get me to the place. This one here is talking about simulating the COVID-19 model. Numerical simulations of the model indicate that quarantine and better medical treatments of infected individuals can reduce number of critically infected cases, which will further reduce transmission risk and mortality. So this one is talking about quarantine as a control strategy. I don't know that it's there. Yes, it is there. Is also talking about optimal control strategy. If you are talking of what is the best optimal here in statistics or in mathematics, we mean, or in economics, we mean the best out of all. When you consider all your resources, what is the best that your resources can give you? So that's what we call optimal here. So that is a very, very important, because if you remember our title was talking about options for Kenya. When you talk about options for Kenya, it means there are various number of types, different control strategies, but you are looking for what is best for Kenya. That is in another word, mathematically or economically, we are talking of the optimal control strategies for Kenya, given the state that Kenya is at the moment. Okay, and you can see this is an information that we got from a mathematical paper. So that tells you most of these papers, sometimes not necessarily only looking at biological papers, to give you what is going to be used in writing information about control strategies. Yes, even mathematics and statistics papers can give you an information like that, and that you have seen from this kind of expression here. Another thing that this quotation is talking about is improved healthcare. Improved healthcare, I think it should also be having information for this code here. So let me open, before I merge the two, because if two codes are talking of similar things, the next thing that comes into play, you merge them. But before you merge, you must confirm whether both of them are speaking similar language. So here I have seen, yes, it's talking about improved health system, but what about this one here? About this one here? I've just opened that code and I have these quotations. These quotations, I'm seeing, let me pick 7.2. 7.2 is talking about the improvement of systems and mechanisms for prevention and control major epidemic and improvement of the national public health emergency management system. The prevention and control of the current epidemic is an important test of China governance system capacity. So it's also addressing the issues to do with the healthcare system. So the two, these two codes becomes very, very important, and they can be merged or they can be linked. So to link the two codes, you just highlight the one, then drag it on top of the other. Look at what it is telling you. Does it contradict the other one? Is it as the other one? Is it a property of the other one? Is it associated with the other one? Is it a cause of the other one? Is it part of the other one? Is it no name of the other one? So possible solutions or answers could be is as, is a, or associated with, or part of. I think part of is more practical in this case, so I'll choose part of there. So my code is not deleted, though I have linked it with this one here. So once I link it, you see now there is a one which is added at the extreme end. There is one at the first, 1-1. The first one means it is only one quotation which is linked to that code. The other one means it is linked to other code. So it is only one code linked to this code. That's what we mean by one. The others, you are just seeing 1, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 1, 0 like that. It means they are not yet been linked to other codes. So that one is becoming, I mean, is also very, very important whenever you are thinking of your codes. Now, this process of coding can continue until you flood your documents with quotations, with highlights, and so forth. And if you feel that you are now comfortable and you have read all your documents and you have done all your coding, you have done all your quotations and so forth, the next thing now is to see how all your readings are interrelated. Because what we are doing with Atlas TI is to help us organize our readings. So the next thing is, how are your readings interrelated? How are they connected? And these connections are the things that are going to help you write up your literature review or your report or your paragraph, depending on whatever things you are trying to do with your Atlas TI. Good. Now, there are several ways of seeing interrelations of your codings or your readings. Remember, here the objects I'm talking about the documents, I'm talking about the themes, I'm talking about the notes, and then I'm talking about this networks is what makes the interconnection or the relationship. So all these are called objects. So whenever I talk about objects, I mean all this kind of stuff. We can also link a network to a particular document. So it is also possible. I will show you this as we progress. So all these objects, we want to see how they are linked. We know that the documents are the original articles that we have loaded. Codes are our themes, and they are containing our quotations. Memos are notes that we jot down while we were reading. So we want to combine all these objects together to see how they are related so that we can be able to write up our report. Good. Now, the first very thing that you can do whenever you are doing your report, you can just go to analyze. Just before we go to analyze, please let me just go to close this one. Then I go to my home first of all. Go to my home, then I go to my codes. Before I go to analyze, a quick way to see how a particular object has been analyzed or has been, read through. For example, I can pick one of the codes. It could be a code of your interest, and you want to see what is it. For example, this one, this therapeutic treatment options available. It has nine quotations, and you may want to find out what are all these 9 quotations which are in this therapeutic treatment options available. So what you can do, just highlight it, and then there is report. There is an icon for report here. Once you highlight it like that, this one will appear, report. So if you click on report, it will ask you, remember, we are reporting on the selected item. The selected item here is a code. So take note of that. Now, what do you want to see in this report? In my report option, I want to see groups that it is belonging, and maybe comments. Then I want to see the quotations. And quotations here, I don't want to see the dates, and I want just to see the content and comments. Okay? And then If it is linked with any other code, I want to see those codes. And if there's a comment for those codes or quotations for those codes, or any comment for those codes. If it's linked to a memo, you might also want to see those memos, which is linked with, just link them to the existing memos. You can even, if they're in groups or in comments, if there are comments in those memos, you can as well see. And then you can create your report. So this is my report. This report is for the code or the theme called therapeutic treatment options. So when you read this report, but the back of your mind, it should only contain issues to deal with therapeutic treatment options available. Okay. Remember, I have, it is given, you can see the groups that is, the code is belonging to control strategy. So at the back of your mind, already you are seeing that this code has got two groups. It means while I'm reading this, I should be able to start thinking on how I can connect it with the control strategy options, because there are two groups there. Now, the quotations now are the quotations that are directly, these are quotations that are directly linked to that particular code. Now, the quotation here is this one here. At the moment, the therapeutic strategy to deal with the infections are only supportive, blah, blah. This is a very, very important statement. And the beauty of things, already you are seeing the citation here. That's the beauty of things. Okay? Actually, you can save this as your report. You can save this as your report. You want to save it as your documents. So we will save it under reports. So, and we'll call this one therapeutic options for COVID. Let's see. So under that therapeutic options for COVID, the code itself is called that, and then the quotations that is linked to that codes is given here. The first one is 6.7. The second one is 6.8. The third one, there are 7.7, and they are all intertwined here. Now, is there any memo under this? There is no memo under. There is no memo under this. No, zero memo. Good. Now there is article 6.8 that is having a title. There is no specific antiviral. No. The question is saying there is no specific antiviral treatment recommended for COVID. So already you are seeing this 6.8 and 6.7 are communicating similar things. It means they are supporting each other. So that one is now also at the back of your mind. So when you are writing, you can easily connect this statement here and this statement here. Okay, but of course they are all coming from the same person, so no big deal. Let us move on to the next one. 7.7. 7.7 means it's a different document altogether. It's talking about establishment of emergency material rescue system before the outbreak of the epidemic, the medical equipment, machine, rescue, manpower, hospital bed, blah, 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 and personnel were fully, promptly in place. In the pandemic phase, the whole people are basically in the state of war, and then the civil resources and facilities can reasonably come mandated by the government according to the plan, including stadium, blah, blah, blah. So this one is talking about, is touching on the medical system. At the same time, is talking about what has to be put in place before and during the coronavirus. So as much as we are talking about there is no existing treatment, then why should we put in place a strong medical system? We are putting a strong medical system to provide supportive. Remember, there is another quote which was talking about supportive. Look at this one here. At the moment, the therapeutic strategy to deal with the infections are only supportive. So already to provide this supportive service to the COVID patients, there has to be a facility. So that other 7.7 is saying, make sure that you have a facility that is able to provide that supportive service to the COVID patients or intended COVID patients. So already you are seeing there is some kind of interconnections between different articles and different quotations and different statements which are being given by different authors. There's another one here, 10.1, is just saying SARS-CoV-2 is thought to infect host cells through blah, 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 while also causing damage to the I don't know that one. Although the specific mechanisms are ulcers, strains, patients with underlying CVD, blah, blah, blah. I'm looking for what I want. Therefore, particular attention should be given. Now, I think the most important thing that I'm looking for is this one here. Therefore, particular attention should be given to cardiovascular protection during treatment of COVID-19. What it is saying is that if you have, if you are taken to a supportive, to a hospital or health facilities to get a supportive service, then one of the services they will give you is the attention which they will have is this one here. So already you are seeing 10.1 is already linked to the supportive care, which is in 6.7. So you'll find that in one paragraph, already you have 3 great authors talking about different things, but they're arriving at a central point. That's the beauty of Atlas. Good. So let me see the other one now, 42.2. What is it saying? 42.2 is saying, at the moment, the therapeutic strategy is to deal with the infection, blah, blah, blah. I think there is some more information for this one. If you look at 6.7, no, this is 6.7, I think so. This is 6.7. That one I've read, I think so. I've read that one already. Okay, let me get another one. I think they are all done. They're all done. Good. So that is what we do with reports. When you want to see what has been said, you want to follow up a particular object or item in your Atlas TI. So I'll close this one. I'll close this one. You can also create report for a group. Look at this group. I can just click on this group. Then I create report from there. Remember, if I click on this group here, it will bring for me all the codes for that particular group. Then I highlight all of them. Then I get my report. So remember, this one is group of items talking about control strategy. What do I want in my report? I don't want groups this time. I don't want comments this time. I want quotations only. And the quotations that I want, I don't want codes here. I only want to see quotations, content of the quotations, not comment, not comments at all, but memos, yes, the content of the memos. I want to see, but not comments. So that I create my report. If I create my report, remember the report which I've created is a report of control strategies. All the items talking about control strategies. Now, the first one I'm seeing here is 7.6. It's talking about priority should be given to key targets and the strength source control, blah, blah, blah. It goes, what has to be done in terms, where should you put your effort? That's what this one is talking, about. And already you are seeing it's coming from Weng 2020. 7.4 is still Weng 2020. According to the concept of One Health office established under the leadership of the government to coordinate various administration, blah, blah, blah. As an independent emergency response systems for the prevention, control, blah, blah, blah. We have established multi-level. So what is telling, the most important thing is this one here. You will find that some people, when they are doing literature review, they copy the whole thing, which is not even important for you. My main interest is what I have highlighted. Establishing multi-level system, which works for China. Can we have it in Kenya? Are you seeing that? So out of all that statements, what I'm picking here is this one here, establishing a multi-level system. Good. 8.2 is another article is saying simulating the COVID-19 model, numerical simulations of the model indicates that quarantine, better medical treatment, blah, blah, blah. So it means one thing that I'm picking here is quarantine is very important. Better medical treatment is important of the infected individual, can reduce a number of the infected, critical infected. So there are two things here. Quarantine as an issue is an issue. The other thing is having a better medical treatment for the infected individuals. Good. The other article that I'm having is 6.10, which is talking about preventive strategies for focus. It's talking about the preventive strategies are focused on the isolation. So another important aspect that I'm looking for is this one here, said by Sasela 2020. I was saying that. Now the other one is talking is 8.3. So you will get varied number of varied number of authors talking of the same thing in a different perspective, in a different angle. So you can save this one also as a report, which you will use in writing up your stuff. So this is going to be control strategy. Good. So I'm seeing we are having less than 2 minutes to end this first session. I believe you have the link to the next session. So with the 2 minutes remaining, if somebody has a question, because I need to go back to the next level of discussion, but I want to start it in the next session. So if you have a question that you want to ask, please pose it now. Thank you. Any question?
Dr. See you in the next session. I need to leave the meeting now to start connecting for the next one.
Okay, fine. Any question? We still have 1 minute. Any question, please? Okay, so see you in the next session.